structure my Ollas, lay them out the way they want, maybe add a few. I'm going to do pole beans along the back. I don't have the beans for those yet, but I am going to start my bush beans, which will be along the front. So I'm going to reintegrate my oil pots here, lay them out the way that I want, and then maybe add a couple, because the pole beans are going to need water basically over this way so they can trellis, and then I made then I'm gonna snake them around and come this way so I can do pole bean, bush bean, bush bean, bush bean, bush bean, bush bean, bush bean. So pole bean up. So ideally 3 rows of beans. I might want to shorten this up. Like I want them, maybe that's what part bigger. Although this one we had 2 weird pieces of hog panels. The other ones have like 1 or 2 big ones. This one has the gap. Maybe I'll do pole bean, pole bean, pole bean, pole bean, bush bean, like a bush bean right here. So I'm gonna move this area over this way. Got a notification that from Thirsty Earth that they sent out my replacement fit ties. So as soon as they come, I will be showing you the other bed. I'm thinking about potting the blackberries in the raised bed over there because they are so heat tolerant and they seem to like it. I'm just kind of scared because I get really direct sun almost the whole day. And these blackberries are doing pretty good. Also, I don't want the goats to eat them, so yes, I won't be doing that. So, I always save the extra little bits of these, just in case. So I'm just going to see if I have one of these. I do, and I might. And then just the reason I'm not going to go So now I've got 3 inches around each Oya for the pole beans here. I'll do probably a bush bean right here. I thought I was gonna have enough to like snake around, but I think I'm gonna need more. Which is fine, it just means you have to fill the bucket more often. And I don't really utilize the full potential of the bucket because my OCD won't let me skip a day with not topping it off. A couple of them I do, like I have a nectarine tree that I have 2 Oyas in. Probably only needs 1, but that one lasts like 3-4 weeks. It doesn't need much attention. So I'm just gonna use one of these landscaping pins and boop. Make it nice for my eyeballs. You hear that little chick crying for its mama? That's the one that's getting weaned. She will be fine, that's what I have to tell myself. This is what happens in nature. I think it's definitely harder for me than it is them. Definitely harder for me than it is the mom, for sure. She don't care. That damn disco ball. So I'm going to switch out, there's like an end cap on this. I'm going to switch out, also notice I'm wearing gloves. I'm going to switch out the top with a non-end cap because I want the end to be this way now, since I'm going to do a couple rows of bush beans. So this is the cap that will be on there. I just want to make sure it's clean, gets a good seal. There is a little rubber grommet on the bottom here. I don't know if that needs to be in there. I'm not gonna mess with it too much. And I'm leaving, I don't know if you can see it, you're just gonna have to trust me. So I'm gonna take this one out. So this is what the end looks like. Just stops the flow. I'm leaving it open so I can burp it. Use another. This really can be shortened up for sure, That might be long enough to just cut. Let me see. When you cut these, you want to make sure you get a nice straight cut. You don't want it to be jagged or anything. It'll cause the seal to slip. So that one is too short. So I'm gonna take my next shorts. I have a bunch of this stuff. I just try not to waste it. I have probably way more than I'll ever need. So I'm just gonna take the shortest one and make the turn. I'm going to double check these cups. Make sure there's no cracks. No chips. Try to get dirt off where it's going to seal. And also, if you have a bunch of these, which I do, you have to make sure there's like taller ones and shorter ones. So you have to make sure you have the right top with the zip tie for it. So I'm just double checking the zip tie. I'm double checking this part right here to make sure it's seated where it should be seated. These weren't problem ones that I pulled to replace. These were, I just changed the layout of the garden, so I pulled them, rinsed them off, but I just got them muddy. So I'm just double checking. Everything looks good on this. And then I'm going to try to place it on there as evenly as I can. Okay. And then pull the zip tie onto it. And then, like I said, I give it a little twist. If it feels a little loose, like if you can easily do this, I take it off and I just click this one click. Be careful not to click it too many clicks because it's already on. So this is pretty tight. There's no like big gaps in the top. So hopefully this one's good. You never really know until they're in the ground. And I'm just gonna take this top and put it over here. So I have my bags of fittings, but I'm being lazy. So again, you have your gasket on the bottom, you have this fitting, and then you have this connector. So we don't tighten it all the way because you have to let the water drain into it, and then it burps all the air out, and then you tighten it. So I'm gonna do this pretty close, not close, in line with the other one. Leave some room for the plant growth. Let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna move it over just a scooch. It's a technical measure, a scientific measure, scooch. Place it in here, make sure it's in there tight. And you will kind of know if it leaks. There'll be two signs, like your water bucket won't just be empty, but it'll drain faster than it should. Like I thought, oh, I'll know if it's leaking because my bucket's empty. No, it'll drain faster than it might completely drain if you have a leak, but most likely mine just drain way faster than they should, like a slow leak. This piece is too long. No, actually it's not. I can make it do. I'm out of accessible. Oh, here's one. So there's several different signs if you have a leak. Where your Oya is, if you see, I mean, there should be a damp ring around it, yes. But if you see a significantly larger damp ring in one direction, that means you probably have a leak on that side. So it should be about an even ring. Not perfectly even, but if it's noticeably darker on this side, then you have a leak on this side. Like my big Oya pot in the planter out there, when I fill it all the way up, I get a big leak on one side. So there's a leak at the top of the giant Oya. It's harder to spot with these because it could be a micro crack or whatever. But for the most part, I mean, I bought a significant amount of these Oyas. I feel like not many people invest in you know how many I got. So the ratio of like good to bad was really good. And again, the company is great with, you know, replacing them they gave me actually, I boxed up any of them that I thought were problematic instead of having to troubleshoot every single one I put in the garden. I just, if it looked problematic, I pulled it and they gave me, they replaced like 1.5, like per. So that was really cool of them. They didn't have to do that. This one, okay, so the next one is going to go, again, I'm giving room for plant growth in here. Soil looks great, by the way. And my new friends for the garden should be here soon, which I cannot wait. I was talking about it at our spaghetti dinner last night, and people were like, what? And Seth was like just laughing because I hadn't told him. And he's like, of course you got that. But, you know, I'm trying to protect our garden the best way we can. So, I have to make up a new one for these. This is why I hate wearing gloves. Oh, I have a bunch I already made up. Perfecto. Okay, so we are going to just connect these. I don't really like to have overly long pieces of this tubing, just because I feel like it's harder for the water to travel. So even when you clip it, it pinches a little. You gotta like push it back out so it's not pinched. I don't like having it too short either, because then I feel like it's constantly pulling on the connector, and that's causes a leaky point. I could be wrong. But like this much snaking in between it, that bothers me. I might change that. Let's see. Just getting the layout down for now. Just double checking this one. No cracks. Everything is seated right. Yeah, it felt good. Perfect. I hope. We'll see. You can see the grommet a little better on this one, the one on the bottom. Not all the way tightened. And then the other one is over here, so I'm just gonna go right here. And try not to plant too close because the plants need room. I don't think I'm going to do mulch in this one. Just because I feel like there's a lot of pill bugs and such in the hay. I don't think I'll do that particular mulch next year. I do like the wood chips, and I am going to use like PVC around my seedlings, like a 3-inch, 4-inch PVC, so that the mulch can kind of go up to it and around it, and it just protects the base a little bit better. That's my plan for next year. I already have a couple pieces of it that I need to, when it's not 1,000 degrees out, it's on my list of things to do. Cut that up into little sections and put it in my shed for next season. Let's make sure both sides of this are good. Even though I'm only going to use one side. Snap it in there. You feel it seat a little and then push a little bit more in. So I go a little bit past the connector because it has to seat in there. Try to cut it as evenly as possible. These are not the proper cutting tools, but that's what I had right here. And boy, I really massacred that one. great. What's going on? I need to sharpen these and then use them for what they're supposed to be used for, maybe? Okay. That is not great. Okay, that is way better. I had to cut it back even more just because I screwed that up. Make sure there's no weird. Okay. Okay. Push that in there. So I might need one, maybe one more. It won't be like perfect symmetry, but there's that one over there that's not really doing anything. Let me see if I can move that over a little bit. Make it a little bit more beneficial. Fill in that hole. I think right there would be better. Use some of the dirt in there. Let's see. I think that's better. Let's move it so it's not like pulling on that. And then maybe, let's see, I could do one here. I think one here would be good. Give the plant space to grow. I do a plant here, plant here. Yeah, I think one more. So let me go grab one more. Look how nice this one is. So clean. Looking for cracks. Any kind of cracks. Chips. No chips. Okay. I'll just get any little debris out of there. This one had a piece already in it. Okay, washer in the right spot. Nothing breaking that seal. Okay, I think we're good. Let's give it a shot. Hopefully I got the right size. I think so. Squish it in there evenly. Okay, that felt like a good, make a little twist. I don't know if you're supposed to give it a twist, but it feels right to me. And okay, I think that's good. Where did I put my shovel? Story of my life, hiding stuff for myself. Okay, so we decided kind of in the middle right here. All right, let's go for it. This is how I lose everything. I'm gonna go grab another piece. cleanest end. Oh, this is actually the end, so I need this piece. Whoops. Okay. Again, don't squish it all the way down. Don't screw it all the way down. Much cleaner. If I wasn't on camera, I'd bite this right now. Just squeeze it, but I am. So, I'm a lady, I don't do those things. I'm just gonna fix the ones that are bothering me right now. Why not? It's just gonna mess with me. It doesn't want to. Urgh. It's like a Chinese finger lock. You gotta pull it. There you go. Pull it back. It's good that it doesn't come out easily. You wouldn't want that, right? Okay, make sure it's okay. I'll fix this one. Maybe. Maybe the universe is like, leave it alone, you're fine. Okay. Apparently that's good. So I'm gonna turn the water back on and wait for it to fill up. Okay, it's already at the one on the end here. It's bubbling out of that one. So then it has to fill up the 1, 2, 3, 4 new pots. While that's happening, I'm saving these in case I have really short rows. You can also use them for this part. So when I have a bunch of different heads, you need a smaller piece that goes from here to here. So I don't throw those away because they can be used for that. Now they go from my long piece to my short piece pile. And I know I just had another bag of these. Oh, I put them away. Okay. So it takes a minute for these to start filling up because it's a trickle. In the meantime, oh look, I found a teeny tiny cucumber. Get out of here. Oh, this one's filled. So in the meantime, oops, I got my bush beans wet. I am going to plant my bush beans, get them started. Just want to kind of make sure the soil's a little even, not too lumpy. I do like it to kind of come up on this side so that when I do a soak water soak, it doesn't just drain right down the side of the box. It kind of will puddle and hit the parts I want it to hit. I think if, I was in a different zone, I wouldn't have to top water as much, but the Ollas would just do their thing. Also, you're supposed to move the Ollas up higher when it's hotter, and we don't really have the setup for that, so if our Ollas were positioned the way they're supposed to be, oh my god, that was a lot of beans. Oops. I was thinking there's gonna be like 6 beans in there. I can't feel them because of these gloves. No, there's a lot more than that. So I'm just gonna do 3 beans on each side of this Olla. Because again, the pole beans are just gonna be on the back and hopefully they will climb. So like each Olla is gonna get like 6 beans. hope they take. Again, I've gotten bags of seeds before that just don't take. And you spend a lot of time and energy, you know, kind of waiting for them, and then nothing happens. So, yes. Did I just do that? Yes, I did that side. Okay, get in there. You can put stuff when you plant, I think it's called Mikos, in the little hole for the seeds to help the seeds take. I don't really do that with my beans because they're so hardy that I don't feel like they need it. Probably couldn't help, right? Or couldn't hurt. Or couldn't help. And this is when part of my brain's like, oh, I could do a row of them over here, but it would just overcrowd if I'm already doing one right here. Like this pot could have been over a couple inches to give more space for those beans. All of these could have been over just a few inches, but it's whatever. Oh, this one's done. I just dropped a bean in my shoe. Nope, this one's done too. You just, again, want to stick, it says 3 inches diameter from the Ollas. I guess I kind of do 2 inches. I think because of the heat, it just doesn't, it dries out further out on the ring. But the Ollas work really well for the beans. Like I said, potatoes not so much, but beans, yeah, this is perfect for them. So our Blue Lake bush beans are planted. I probably should do something with those. I do have another bed that I'm going to pull the tomatoes from and put bush beans in. So because I just got these all wet and dirty, it probably needs to be sooner than later. I do have work today, so I need to do that first, but maybe tonight I can come out, pull those tomatoes out and get these planted before they go to waste. Maybe they'll just start to sprout. I'm gonna leave this packet out here because I got it wet when I watered earlier. Oh, this one's done. Yay. So I kind of like to check the level in my container after I fill up with pots. I know I filled this up this morning just to see where it's at so that I get a good gauge later on if there's a problem. So if this one just has like a slight leak or whatever, I can tell by how much it's drained tonight or at lunch if I come out and look at it like, oh, there's a problem. This soil's pretty wet already. It's not wet, but it's moist. I watered it this morning. It'll dry out pretty soon anyway, so it'll be harder to see if there's like a big ring, if there's a leak, because it's so moist. But I'll come check it around lunch, see how it's doing, and then, you know, obviously again tonight. I'm gonna let that dry. I'm gonna leave these out here, and I hope spiders don't crawl on them because I'm really working on my hands. I forgot to put them on for the animals this morning, but I remembered for the gardening, which I think is what's doing it. So, all right, I will check in with you later.